absolutely unexpected stream. I'm hungry, and I need to make some food. And what the hell else am I going to do except stream, right? My hair looks absolutely atrocious. I don't know what is up with my hair, but I can't get it cut. Actually, at this point, I think I may just ask one of my friends to cut it, to be honest. It is just bad. It's not much better if I hold it back. This is why I've actually been wearing a hat like 24/7 for the past couple of weeks. Just because my hair is that bad. It's just too damn long. It doesn't do anything. Okay. The hair is underneath the traditional hat. For those of you who are new to the channel, this hat, I got it in '99, and it's basically been a staple of my stream whenever I have streamed. But, we're back today. We're going to do, I think I'm just going to do a quick stir fry, to be honest. I don't really see any need for me to do anything special. As per usual, it's just me that's eating, so why the hell do I do anything else? I think I'll add some... Okay. We'll add some snow peas. That's what we'll do. We'll add a little bit of snow peas while we're doing everything else. See if we can get ourselves set here with a... Haha. It's almost like I figured out things. At some point, I will just get a camera that sits on the ceiling and points, or whatever. I don't have a cameraman anymore, so I gotta make do with what I've got. I gotta remember to put some time in sharpening my knives. This is only for honing. This doesn't actually sharpen a knife, if you've ever wondered. All that does is straighten up the very, very tip. But there's a couple of chunks out of the blade. I'm going to have to sharpen that when I get a chance. Okay. A couple of snow peas. That'll be the surprise edition. Anywho, how's everybody else doing out there in Streamland? How are you guys doing? You surviving the pandemic okay? Some of us are stuck at home, some of us are able to go out and do a little bit, some of us are not under any restrictions at all. And it depends on where you are in the world and where you are in what country as well. This is way too big of a knife, but oh well. It's me sharpest knife. Does the best job. Really, I gotta spend some time sharpening all of my knives. Talk about a great way to freak people out. You sharpen your kitchen knives. Anywho, so like I said, today we're gonna do just a quick stir fry. Yeah, those of you who have seen my streams know, or you know, if you've been around in the past little while, knows what my stir fry are like. I make only slight variations of the stir fry each time because it's really good. Why do I need to make something completely new, right? But yeah, today's stir fry, we're starting with our usual pork loin base. So I've already diced up a whole bunch of pork loin, and that will be our starter. That will be our meat component. As we continue to slice these up. Can you guys hear me, by the way? Those of you, oh, someone's just come in. What do we got? What am I cooking? I'm cooking a stir fry, sir. Can you hear me, or do you need me to speak up? I'm worried about, I've got an AC over there trying to keep the house cool, and if it's too loud, I'll turn it off. Just let me know if you can hear me. If I have to yell, I will, but that kind of removes the dramatic effect. Anyway, let's change the angle a little bit. Get it over. That's a little better. I think this is the end of my sweet peas. Some of these are fine, some of these are pushing it. I'm gonna have to go shopping again. Huzzah! Just what I wanted to do. Barely. Can't hear the AC at all. Okay, so it's just a case of distance then. I will have to raise my... We'll go with the epic voice. That's the great way, right? That way you can actually hear me. Somewhere around here, we'll start cooking... No, I'm sorry. I'll ditch the epic voice. It only works in certain circumstances. But yeah, we're cooking a stir fry. We're getting ourselves sorted out. I've got the majority of the stuff I already have prepped. Like I said, for those of you who are around quite often, you would know I do a lot of the prep work as soon as I get home from the store. So, I mean, as soon as I get home from the grocery store, I already dice up a whole bunch of the pork, get it all sorted out. And I literally split it out into little Tupperware containers, so they're just ready to go whenever I want to make something. I just pull out a bunch of Tupperware containers. I mean, I've got... That's mushrooms. I've already diced a whole bunch of mushrooms. Spring onion sprouts, spring onion base. And then we're dicing up our and I thought I had some broccoli No, I do. It's just underneath. Yeah, I've already got broccoli already cut up as well. So, like, I do all this whenever I get home from the grocery store and things. I go through and do a lot of prep work ahead of time. If I don't do this type of stuff, I will just end up eating, like, a bag of chips or a can of stew or something. Like, putting the time in when I have it to prep all this ahead of time means that when I go to actually cook a meal, if I had to do all of this all at the same time, it would most probably be about an hour's worth in order to make the meal. I don't want to cook for an hour. Nobody wants to cook. Well, no, I shouldn't say nobody. There are people that like to cook. And there are sometimes I do like to cook for that long, don't get me wrong. But not on a regular basis. So instead, we set up this way in order to get things done quickly. Okay, so that's that done. Just we'll add those to it. So what all have we got? We got a whole bunch of little containers, good to go. Let's continue on with our next section, shall we? So like I said, you want to do a lot of prep ahead of time. That way, because the cooking doesn't take very long. It takes very little time to cook a stir fry. And if you don't have these type of things set up beforehand, you're either going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off trying to get them on the right timeline, or it's just going to burn. Okay, so we get ourselves all sorted out here. I'll show you what all the components are, just in case you're new here. Just in case. We got a whole host of spices that I add. Considering I have friends of mine that almost actively try and come up with excuses to come over so that they can have it, I would guess it tastes pretty good. So... Okay, let's start with the start. So we're going to switch you guys around so you guys can see. And we'll get ourselves started here. So, I have an electric wok. Yes, I am that fancy. It was $30 and it is ridiculously easy to cook with. So, why the hell not, right? A little bit of vegetable oil. It doesn't matter what type of oil you use. Although if you use peanut oil or olive oil, you will actually change the flavor. So bear that in mind and test it out as you're going. You don't even know when you followed my channel? Honestly, I have been streaming for... It's nearly been 10 years. Holy crap. Yeah, I've been streaming for ages. Hey, Jake. What's good? Lots of things are good. So, just a little tiny bit of oil. Like, literally, just the tiniest bit of oil in there. We're not going to do all that much. Now we start putting in some of the components that we've got to work with. So we'll turn the stir fry on, 325. We've got a whole bunch of spices that we're going to be working with. But before we do that, here we've got our pre-diced pork loin. Just, you get a whole bunch of pork loins. They come in packs of 6 or 10 or whatever. I mean, in Costco, they've got a pack of 14. And pork is ridiculously cheap, so it's actually a really good way to work with it. And yeah, I've got, that's 2 pork loins diced up. That's enough for one, for me, for one meal, and I'll be full at the end. I can most probably eat less, but why would I? Already starting to cook, as you can hear. Okay, we break it up a little bit, get ourselves sorted. Now, first thing we want to put in are the 2 wet ingredients. So, first thing, Worcester sauce, or Worcestershire sauce, depending on how you want to talk about it. Not a lot. We don't want a lot, just a little bit. Now we go soy sauce. I like the flavor of soy sauce, especially when it's cooked, which is different than putting it on afterwards. So, you know what? Keep that in mind. It's a different type of spice. Next, cumin. Hang on. Lid's a little tight on that one. Dusting of cumin. Cumin is sort of the primary spice in taco spice. That's going to add a little tanginess to it. It's going to come out quite nice as a result. Next, cinnamon. Cinnamon and pork. I don't know why, but the flavors mesh very, very well. This is just from experience. Next one, turmeric. Not a lot of turmeric. Turmeric doesn't actually add all that much flavor. So it's up to you whether you want to even bother, but that's what I use. And lastly, crushed red pepper. Not a lot of that, or else it's too strong. That's what we're putting in so far, but we need I thought I was out for a second. Sorry. 2 more things. So, 2 more things. These are freeze-dried ingredients. Crushed garlic, crushed red onion. Sorry, a little bit of it stuck, just to make it interesting. So there's the crushed red onion. It's a brand new garlic, so of course it's sealed just to make it more difficult. So we'll have to hold off on the crushed garlic because I got to start adding other things. This is why I said you've got to have things kind of prepped ahead of time, because if you don't, it's going to cook too fast. These are just the stalks, just the base stem of green onions. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on that because we want it to start actually bringing the moisture in around. As soon as I add the mushrooms, it'll add a lot of moisture, so that'll help. Let's put them over here. Oh yeah, I never did drink my Timmy's coffee. It's a travesty. So, we'll put our containers over here. Open, there you go. So we got broccoli. We've got, these are the snow peas that I just cut up. These are basically the end of green onions. So green onions have kind of 2 areas. They've got the end that's all very green and leafy and set, and that has some flavor but not a tremendous amount. And then it's got the stalk where it's basically solid. And the stalk has a tremendous amount of flavor, but it's it's rough. So if you put the stalks in right at the end, you'll have these solid chunks of green onion to chop through. Whereas if you put those in early on when you're cooking, they'll soften up while it's going along. And as a result, their flavor will disseminate out through a lot easier. And of course my cats are in the mood to play. terrible. One's in behind the couch as always. And the other one's stalking. Okay. I can hear it. It's going well. Hey, Diabolon. And Quack for Days. How are you guys doing? Okay, so next thing we're going to do, we're going to put our diced mushroom in. Doesn't matter what kind of mushroom it is. It's already pre-diced up. This is probably, like I get the stuffers, which are really huge mushrooms. That's probably a mushroom and a half of the stuffers, but say 2 to 3 of a regular type. That's going to add a lot of moisture, which is good. We want. Oh, yeah, I left it in too long. Damn. Trying to do this and stream at the same time causes trouble with timing. A little bit of garlic, and I'm going to add a bit more soy sauce, help counteract the burnt, and also add some more moisture. You made a really tasty root vegetable soup today. Nice. Just putting away my container. Sorry, I'm doing everything one-handed right now because I'm holding the phone with the other, which is making it interesting. Okay, those are set. As the containers are finished off, I'll throw them in the washing machine, dishwasher, and clean them out. This is why I like doing this, because I've got things already preset in Tupperware containers. It's easy to wash. Anywho, let's swap us back here for a second. There we go. Get some distance. You're too close. Hey, Buckshot, how's it going, man? Too close. Too close. Okay. What are we putting in next? I think we're going to go with the broccoli next. We'll put the green peas in afterwards. So the broccoli I like to cook a little bit more than other things. Basically, the later you put it into the stir fry, the less it's going to cook, right? Well, I guess you kind of would assume that. But anyway. So, switch the camera around, Ace. Making me here. Yeah, fuck it. We'll just go with the whole thing. Makes it easier. I gotta go shopping anyways, right? We're gonna go with a lot of green today. You know, my mother always tells me to eat my greens. I keep telling her I'm not a kid anymore. Apparently that never happened. That never ends. Mothers always tell us that we need to eat our greens. Or always tell us off for not doing things right. I'm eating better. Much better than I was. Oi. Shit disturber. Get off that. I know you're just looking for elastics. I have a hair elastic thief. And I do keep a container of hair elastics here in case anybody needs them. She keeps frickin' stealing them. You've been putting far too much time into Eco lately, Diabolon? I actually haven't played Eco in a while. I really, really haven't. It's a wonderful game, but I have difficulty spending too much time playing it. But I've also been... I have been trying to get my life in a little bit better of an order. And meal-wise, exercise-wise, I have been biking every day for almost 2 weeks now. I basically do a 6K bike, and like every afternoon I go out and do it, and I push it. Like I my time right now for the 6 kilometer ride is about 22 minutes, 23 minutes I think was the last one. That's crazy good. That's like 15 kilometer an hour as a standard throughout the whole thing. And so I'm exercise wise I'm really trying to push things because I have a bit of a tire. Not a lot, but I have a bit, and I'd like to get down to a tricycle. I have a lawnmower and I want to get to a tricycle. How do we put it that way? No, I want to lose some weight, especially for my back. The doctor says that if I was to lose some weight, it would definitely help and reduce the stress on my back itself when I'm just doing regular activities. Um, Although my back has been much, much better for almost a year now, and I've been doing a lot of exercises to try and keep it built up and keep it working, but we'll see how it goes. Either way, I got to do some exercise. I want to get myself back into a slightly better shape, and yeah, looking after myself while I'm at it. Okay, we are at a stir stage, so let's bring this out so that we can see. Get some of the juices to make sure that they switch over. Oh, we lost one. Ow! Hot! It's a hot bugger! There we go. That's looking nice. Smells amazing. Between the cumin and the crushed red pepper, it really, really smells amazing. And the cinnamon. I've yet to figure out what it is about cinnamon and pork that go so well together, but they really, really do. That's pretty much your standard too. You get 20 miles an hour on a bicycle. Nice. My standard, I mean, that's my standard. When I was younger, and I was biking across town to go to university, on my way home one day, I was in a bad mood. Not a bad mood. A song came on my let me swap here. A song came on my iPod, which I still have, by the way, and it was a song that reminded me of a bad time in my life. So, you know, it kind of put me in a bit of a negative feeling, shall we say? Not a lot, but a bit. And I'm of the mind sometimes where you've got to increase those feelings to try and work your way through them, especially if they're things that you've kind of been ignoring for a while. Solid. Don't. No, it doesn't come off negative. It's fine. Am I employed right now? Yes, I am employed. I'm full-time self-employed. I'm a structural steel draftsman. So the construction industry, although it's reduced, it is not shut down, and I'm able to do my work from home. So I've actually moved my entire office home, and I'm able to work here, and basically just email drawings back and forward to the shop as needed. If I have to go out to the site and measure up some stuff, I can do that, although I prefer not to if I don't have to. Anyways, so I was saying, I was on my phone, and a song, or not a phone, sorry, a song came on that kind of, it got me upset enough that I was able to, I put my anger into my cycling. And I made it from, well, not that you guys would know, but I made it from Trent University to Goodfellow. If anyone who lives in town would know what that is. But anyways, I made it across town, and later on I decided to find out how far it actually was, so I went out and mapped it. And I made it in 20 minutes. And I think it's 10 kilometers, and I made it in 20 minutes. It turned out I was averaging 30 kilometers an hour in traffic through town on the roads, because I don't bike on trails when I'm going somewhere, unless I'm actually going out and doing exercise like I have been lately. Those are on the trails, but generally I'm on the road, because that's where a bike should be. Unless someone is under 12, you should be on the road, or with someone under 12. I would put it that way. But anyways, I averaged 30 kilometers an hour across town. Now, to be fair, by the time I got home, we lived on a third floor apartment, so I picked up my bike, carried it all the way up to our apartment, got in the door, and basically fell over. And my wife, who I was living with, but we hadn't actually gotten married at that point, she saw the condition that I was in, had a good laugh for starters, just because that's the kind of person that she was, And then I think she got me a Coke. Like, that was like, put a Coke on my forehead, like, here. Like, this is the extent that I'm gonna do. Because she knows that at that point I've done it to myself, right? You know, it's like. I'm from the Netherlands. Those are rookie numbers. Rookie numbers? We're talking hills here, dude. Like, anyone who lives in my town knows what I mean when I say that it is a hilly area. Trying to go up and down those things is ridiculous. And we are talking with books and everything else. Okay, food is ready. Let's switch this around so you guys can see. There we go. I'll put it in my... This is a warmer, so that way... Because the bowl's going to be really hot, right? It's a glass bowl. So, you put it in this thing. My mother makes these. You can hold on to the bowl now without having to worry. And it's microwave safe, so I can then throw that in the microwave if I need to heat it back up. And it's not going to burn up or anything. And it's not going to burn my hand. So there we go. This is my quintessential stir fry. Looking pretty good. The broccoli is some of the best because it kind of soaks up all the juices. Oh, God. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's good. I would say I did it at just a perfect amount of time because the pork is almost falling apart. Mm-hmm. The pork is pretty much broken down to the point where it's... I could probably pull it apart with my fingers. The peas still have some crunch in them. Mm-hmm. And the flavor is just amazing. That spice combination, it's taken me a long time to really lock down what I like in terms of a spice combination. That works so well. The red pepper is kind of a newer addition. I still haven't decided whether I like it or not. It adds another dynamic to the flavor, but it also confuses it, conflates it, whatever term you want to use. And yeah, the broccoli just sucks in all of the flavor. It just keeps a tremendous amount. And this is why I wouldn't say I've gotten into cooking. Getting into cooking is, oddly enough, the cooking aspect is a friend of mine's fault. When my wife passed away, I kind of stopped cooking it. Well, not even that. Prior to that, my wife got a feeding tube at one point, which meant I no longer needed to make meals for both of us. It was just for me. And at that stage, you kind of get into the craft dinner and stew, or the occasional hamburger helper, and that was basically it. That was my meals constantly. However, at one point, my friend Freddie Amy, for those of you who have been around a while, my friend, she showed me an anime called Food Wars, and I highly recommend you go and if you don't know what this anime is, look it up and watch the first episode. It's not kid friendly. Just to be teenage friendly. I would put it that way. PG-13. But it's funny as hell. And the first episode, the recipe seemed really neat. And I was sure I could figure out a way to make it. And I ended up, as a result, spending the next 3 weeks trying to figure out how to make the recipe. As a result of all that effort, I ended up figuring out other things, learning how to cook in some aspects, learning how to prepare vegetables and meats and things. Before, the only thing I could really do would be to prepare steak. That would be about it. I could cook steak, I could do chicken, and vegetables, not really. I'm a typical guy, what can I say? But yeah, as a result of the effort I put into that, I ended up learning these other skills. And since then, I've come up with a really good stir fry system. I've got I cook my chicken every once in a while, although I haven't done that in a while. I'm eating my way through my freezer. The last time I went to Walmart, I apparently overdid it on the frozen goods. So I've got to eat my way through my freezer first before I can go and get new stuff. It's my rule. At the very least, I have popsicles down there, so I'm enjoying those, especially because it's been fucking hot lately. I live in Canada, and it's been 30 for most of this past week. 30 Celsius. For those of you who are in American, that is 92? Somewhere around there. 87 to 92. I can't remember. I can't convert off the top of my head. Not right now, at least. Anyways, it's been damn hot. It's only just started to cool off. Today, I think, was the first day. Today was supposed to rain, and it never did. But it's cooled off, at least. I've no idea where I was going with that story, so I apologize. Wherever the hell I was going. Hey, Virux. And Luckers, Aces, you still playing DayZ? No. I actually uninstalled DayZ for the first time in... Oh, jeez. Here we go. So much easier. I don't have to hold it. No, I uninstalled DayZ probably a month ago. Yeah, I just decided to give myself some more space on the computer, and I really wasn't playing it anymore. I haven't enjoyed DayZ in quite some time, honestly. The last time I 100% enjoyed the game was like 0.62. Like, that's how far back we're talking. For those of you who know the game, you would know what I mean. But anyways, yeah, no, I don't really play it all that much anymore. I played Arma more recently than I played DayZ. And apparently I'm still okay with sniping on Arma, but yeah, I'm very much out of practice with those games. I mean, shit, I have 4,500 hours in Arma, but I don't think I've played more than 50 hours in the last 3 years. Yeah, it's sad, because I used to watch you all day from 0.56. Yeah, so, I mean... The old days, DayZ was good. Ever since they put in the new controller, the new player controls, which is literally 0.63, right after that, the game has been terrible. Yes, they redid the controls at one point near release, but they still weren't good. It still feels like you've got a tumble dryer strapped to both elbow while you're trying to move around. I was really good with the Winchester. I was okay. I was definitely okay with it. I was better at navigation and prediction shooting than anything else. So it's not necessarily the gun, it's just being able to predict where your target is going to be by the time the bullet gets there. That I was pretty good at. Can't do that in real life, but apparently I can do it in games. Not that I've really had any opportunity to go shooting in ages. And I only do target shooting. Hey, Cadaver Junkie, how's it going, man? You know the good part about doing a food stream? You actually get to eat on camera. And people aren't upset at you. You target shoot at intruders. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, Weirin. I'm of the mindset, like, it is literally myself and my 2 cats in my household. There is nothing in my household that is worth a human life, mine or theirs. If someone breaks into my house, I might smash him upside the head if he's only got like a knife or something. But I'm probably just going to leave the house. That's the whole point of a gun? No, it isn't. If he's trying to shoot me, that's a different story. Keep in mind, I live in Canada. And a small town to begin with. I mean, moderate town. At that. We do have shootings up here occasionally, but we're talking maybe 3 a year. You love my shirt? Oh, thank you very much, Ski Bun. Is it Ski Bun or Ski Ben? Sorry, my glasses are not, they're fogging up. Ski Ben. It's the heat from this, and from me. My glasses are fogging up a bit. This came out perfect. I think I used a bit too much of the crushed pepper. I find it too strong. I gotta remember to use a little bit less each time. Why you don't play DayZ or anything else, if I can ask? Honestly, I've been too busy. Between working at home full time now and like looking after my house solo and all other things like that, I just don't have time to stream the majority of the time. I play games at night, but I don't have time to stream them. I love my hat. I remember that from the very early. Like I said, this hat, I got this in '99, and it's been a staple of this stream since. Well, since I started streaming in 2010, I think is when I started streaming. 2010, 2011. This hat has been so well enjoyed that I had to put a new piece of fabric across the front because I'd literally eaten through what was there with the sweat. I have to be incredibly careful with how I wash the hat because I don't want to risk it falling apart. Yeah, this came out fantastic. So you can sort of see that the broccoli is basically collected up all of the juices. Because I diced the mushrooms up so much, they're sort of like almost like an adhesive paste. Yeah, the hat is over 20 years old. I got it in '99. It's 22 years old. But yeah, the mushrooms kind of turn into an adhesive paste between the various pieces because I cut them up so close, or so small. Now the other thing is, because of the way that I put the spring onion in, for instance, there's a piece of spring onion. See if we can get it out of here. Fish it out. There's a piece of spring onion. So it's basically flat, limp. Still good. Well, no, it's not too bad. There's still a little bit of give to it. Okay? If I had put in green onion stalks at the later stage, they would be solid like peas, and they would be so strong that they would overpower everything. But I put the stalks in early and cook them for quite some time, so the flavor of it really disseminates out through the entire meal. And then I put the leaves sections on right at the end, so you still get that little incidental pickup of flavor for each piece, but it's not a huge chunk, and it doesn't feel like a chunk either. Boy, it took me a while to figure that one out. Don't mind me, I'm just going to continue to stuff my face because this is freaking good. But that's the whole point of a cooking stream. What day is it today? Saturday, isn't it? I went for a bike ride earlier. Got all the way over to my sister's place, which is about, I figure it's about 12 kilometers. I need to map it out on Google, but I think it's about 12K. And there's a lot more hills on that than on my regular trail route. My town is like Rome. It's the city of 7 hills. Don't look at me at that tone of voice. My cat is staring at me because he's not getting any of it. He is none too pleased. But he doesn't like the flavor of it anyways. All I got is his silhouette. I know he's there. He's staring at me. Him and his bat ears. Anywho, I think we're going to head off at this point because I'm going to enjoy the rest of my food. But yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Oh, my camera's slowly leaning away. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. I want Coke. No, sorry. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed yourself. Yeah. Thank you so much. I'm certain I'll do some more of these streams. I've just been cooking stir fries lately for stream, unfortunately. So I think I'm going to have to do something different next time. The biggest problem, like I said, I'm eating through the fridge, or the freezer rather. And as a result, that kind of dictates what I can cook. Would love to see you around more often. I'm going to do my best. I truly, truly am. The hardest thing has been the fact that I don't have a cameraman anymore. The maiden used to be my cameraman, and now that she's gone, I don't have a cameraman anymore. Amy comes by and does it every once in a while, which helps. But, yeah, so I'm trying to figure out ways that I can stream cooking, and yet still I'm being surrounded. I'm afraid for my life. Except for you. You're just a big teddy bear. You want to go down? Yeah. Meow. Oh, you're just messing with me. Oh, okay. Mr. McChirpy here. Anyways, yeah. So we'll see what we can do in terms of streams. I'm thinking about going for a walk tonight, to be honest, because it's going to be cooling down. So we'll have to see. Either way, thank you all so much. Have yourself an absolutely fantastic evening. Have yourself a good May 2-4 weekend if you're up here in Canada. If you're not, wherever you are, have yourself a great time. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great evening, and we'll hope to see you again soon. Thank you, and goodbye.